What's up guys, it's Tuesday, so you know what that means. I'm back with another video. Today's video should be pretty fun. I'm basically just going to be tie-dyeing a shirt because it's quarantine, I'm bored, I'm done with school, so here is something that I can do. I'm just tie-dyeing with things I have at home. I don't actually have a tie-dye kit because I didn't feel like buying one for just one shirt. So yeah, I'm gonna be tie-dyeing a shirt and seeing how it goes. So yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, so I'm under a big red umbrella, so if some of the things look pinkish, I apologize, but basically I have this t-shirt. It is white just because the umbrella looks pink. It's been soaking in vinegar, white vinegar and water. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. I think I did like 2 cups of each thing. So it's been soaking in here for about an hour. So now I'm going to wring it out, and then I have some rubber bands that I'm going to kind of bunch it up and then get to dyeing it. So yeah. Okay, so I basically just wrung out the shirt until it wasn't like dripping anymore. So now I'm going to lay it out. Hopefully, my table's not really dirty, but hopefully it doesn't get any big chunks on it. So I'm just gonna lay it out flat and hope for the best. Front side up. Alright, so this is what it looks like. There's no rubber bands really on the back side, but there are a ton. It kind of looks a little weird, but looks good to me. I just used hair ties because I could not find regular rubber bands. So now I'm just going to put it back in this bucket so that I do not get dye everywhere and dye it. Alright, so this is kind of an awkward angle, but it's fine. The next thing I'm going to do is make my dye. So I'm taking just a plastic water bottle, and I'm gonna put in 8 drops of food coloring. I'm using a mixture of blue and green, so I get kind of a teal color. So I'm thinking probably 5 drops of blue and 3 drops of green. I want it to be a little more blue than green. And then I'm going to take a tack or a push pin and make a bunch of holes in the lid so that I can spray it onto the t-shirt. So that is what we are doing. So it looks really dark, but hopefully it'll turn out good. I want a more lighter tie-dye, so I am not gonna let it soak for as long as it says. It says to do it for 8 hours, but I think I'm gonna do it for like 4 or maybe 5 hours because I really like the light tie-dye look. So yeah, I have my color. It's a little dark, but it's mainly dye, so I would expect it to be pretty dark. So then I'm just gonna make a bunch of holes. Alright, so I moved into the sun so that you guys can actually see what it looks like, because that umbrella back there was kind of altering the colors so in the camera. So yeah, I am going to dye it. I have my dye here. It looks kind of like a sea green. It's very dark, but hopefully it turns out alright. I'm not that nitpicky, so hopefully it looks good. So let's get to dyeing. So it's a very light color, actually. So I'm not expecting that, but alright, so it is dyed. I couldn't tell if you could see it in the sun, but this is what it looks like in the shade. The dye is a lot lighter than I was expecting. I thought it would be super dark, but it was not. So that's kind of a good thing because I want light tie-dye. If I were you and I wanted a dark color, I think I would recommend doing more drops. Maybe double it, do about like between 12 and 16 drops of food dye. But because I want it light, that is pretty good. So now I'm going to put it in a Ziploc baggie. Actually, we're out of giant of the like large Ziploc baggies, so I'm just gonna put it in like a plastic bag and let that sit. Because it ended up being so light, I think I'm gonna let it sit for a little longer than I was originally anticipating, and then we will go from there. Alright guys, so it's been about 5.5 hours. The sun's kind of going down, so excuse the awkward lighting. But yeah, it's been almost 6 hours of letting the dye sit. So now I'm going to go and rinse out the dye, and then I'm going to put it in the dryer, and then we will see what the final product looks like. So yeah. Alright guys, so this is the finished product. No, that is not a mistake with the camera. The t-shirt turned out plain white. There was no speck of dye on it, so I guess I will have to redo this. I'll vlog it tomorrow. I'm gonna look up a new recipe for the dye. I thought it was light, but it did not even show up. So we're gonna try this again and see how it turns out, because I am very disappointed. That is not tie-dye, that is a white t-shirt. So yeah, that is where we are at, but it is late, so I'm going to try that again tomorrow. So I will see ya tomorrow. Alright guys, so it is day 2 of attempting to tie-dye with stuff from home. I'm kind of doing everything like more than it said. So I have the t-shirt in this bucket with vinegar and water. It's been soaking for about 2.5 hours. The instructions that I did yesterday said to do it for an hour, but I'm like trying to do everything more. So now I'm going to tie it up the same way that I did yesterday and then dye it. So yeah. Alright, so I forgot to mention, but I just poured out the vinegar water and just wring it out a little bit. I still kept it very, very wet. I think I may have wring it out a little too much last time, so this time it's like very wet. It was even dripping just a little bit, but not too much to make a mess. And I'm going to make the dye now. So I have about half a plastic water bottle, maybe it's probably about a cup of water, and then I'm going to like practically double, maybe even a little bit more, the food dye. So yesterday I did 8 drops of dye, and I'm doing 20 drops. I'm doing blue and green, so probably like 15 blue and maybe 5 drops of green, because I really want to get that color to work. So that is what I'm doing. Alright, woo. Alright guys, so I just finished re-dyeing it, and then I just put it in a little plastic baggie to sit. I even poured in some of the extra dye that went just straight into the bucket. I poured it in the bag so that hopefully it'll soak up a bunch of dye and have some color to it. Adding in more dye was definitely helpful. It'll probably still come out a little bit lighter than the actual dye itself, but it showed up a lot more vibrantly. So if for some reason you want to follow this crap show of a video and make your own tie-dye based off this, put a lot more dye than you think. It seems like it's going to be super dark, but because it mixes with the water, it is not as dark as it looks. So more dye the better, which that should be obvious, but if you're like me, you did not think of that. So yeah, also can we just talk about, I'm on my 2nd day of curls and they're looking pretty nice, if I do say so myself. No one asked, but there you go. So that is the update. I'm gonna let this sit for probably like, I don't know, I have somewhere to go tonight, so I'll probably let it sit for about 6 hours, maybe a little bit more. I think I left it sitting for a little less than 6 hours yesterday, so I'm going to try and hold off and let it sit for about 6 hours, and then come back and rinse it out and dry it, and hopefully we will have something that resembles tie-dye. So yeah. Alright, so it's been about 5 or 6-ish hours. I kind of forgot because I forgot what time I started this whole thing, but it's been a while. So I am going to rinse out the shirt. It looks a lot better than yesterday. It's much more dyed. I also went back and took like just straight food coloring, not even mixed with water, and just kind of squirted it on the t-shirt directly to kind of add it like darker colors and to just really make some dye stick to it. So hopefully it doesn't look like a bunch of random dots, but it is what it is. So yeah. Alright guys, so I rinsed it out and I am so frustrated. The t-shirt, it is dyed, so that's a pro, but it is like not tie-dye. It is just a blue shirt with a few pink like spots, which I'm not even sure where the pink came from. I used dark blue dye when I added it in, and I'm guessing that's what that is, but they are like red spots, so I don't know. Everyone say a little prayer for me because I might go a little insane, but it's okay. It's just a t-shirt. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna go inside, put this in the dryer, and I will show you what the end result is, because this is going to be the end because I do not have the patience to redo this again. So yeah. Alright guys, so I let the shirt dry. I just did like air dry because it was like 105 degrees outside, and I was like, might as well take advantage of nature. But this is what the shirt looks like. Let me show ya. It looks, well, awful. The blue drops, or like straight food dye that I put on it, just looks like it got dragged through dirt. The tie-dye part of this did not really work. It's just, it's not actually wrinkly, it's like smooth, but the dye makes it look like there's still wrinkles, so I don't even know. This t-shirt is basically the epitome of how my life is going. A little disappointing, not according to plan, but we're just trying to roll with it. So that is how that looks. Very bad, major fail. I think I'm gonna try, oh goodness, and don't even get me started on the back. The back has no dye on it whatsoever. I think I'm gonna try and maybe like, I don't know, cut it because it's kind of long and try it on and see what it looks like tomorrow. It's late. I've been working on this for 2 days now, so I am kind of losing my patience if we're being completely honest. But anyways, that is where that is at. So yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow, and hopefully we can make this thing somewhat wearable. Maybe only wearable for yard work, but we'll see what we can do. Good night. Alright guys, so it's the next day, and I just put on this, I guess you could call it a shirt, but it really is not worthy of being deemed a shirt because, well, it looks like this. Yay. So it's a little bit long. I think I'm gonna try and crop it. I don't know, I probably won't save it very much, but we'll see. So I want to cut it to about like, see, this is like my waist, so maybe to about here, but I'm thinking it's gonna roll up, so I'm gonna cut it like right here. I don't know, it's not like I can make the shirt look any worse, but anyways, that is what we are doing. So yeah, hopefully I'm almost done with this thing because I am getting a little impatient, as you can imagine. So anyways, let's chop the shirt. Alright, so this is the final product. It doesn't look as bad like after I cut it and tied it, but the only thing is the back is plain white. I have no idea why. I dyed both sides. I tied them, thought I did them equally, but yeah, so that is what this is. And I also don't really wear shirts that show my stomach because I just don't like that very much, so this feels very scandalous. But yeah, so in conclusion, do not try this at home. Just buy a tie-dye kit, even if you're only dyeing one shirt, because it's a bad idea. And now I look like I rolled around in the mud and a little bit of chalk because it doesn't even look like tie-dye at this point. It just looks like blue wrinkles. So yeah, I tried to cut it to make it look nicer. That did not work. So yeah, I think I'm just going to use this as like a pajama shirt because that's about as much as it's useful for at this point. So, alright, that is it for this video. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Please give it a big thumbs up for my sanity, because this took a little too long. But anyways, yeah, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Click that big red subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and comment the letter T for tie-dye. That is it for this video. I will see you guys in my next one. Peace out.